Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Mitch. Hope you all have had a great Tuesday. It's been very, very wet, really just depending on where you are in the southeast, especially the Carolinas. The stalled frontal boundary has just dumped a ton of rain, where a low pressure has basically rode the boundary and dumped a lot of flooding rains depending on where you were at. Some areas just saw half an inch, some areas saw a few inches of rain in a very short amount of time, relatively speaking. In this video, we're not going to talk about that. We're going to take a look at the tropics. What is it showing today? What is the main model showing today? What is the Ensemble showing today? And we're going to break all this down for you guys and tell you about the possibility here in the future of the next named storm. So that would be Tropical Storm Fred. Fred would be the next name. We're about 3 days deep into August, and we're just moseying along, guys. So we're getting closer and closer to the peak period of hurricane season, which is around the first or second week of September. So things are really going to start to heat up, especially the second half of the month. So definitely hit the subscribe button so you can stay up to date, so I can keep you updated. I make videos almost daily. It's at least 6 times a week. And then when it gets active, sometimes I'll double up my videos in a day. So definitely hit the subscribe button. I would love to grow basically my family here, what we got going on here. I got a lot of great people who comment in the comments. So thank you all for the amazing support. Like the video if you like it. And thank you all again. So let's get going here. So the National Hurricane Center actually has 2 areas now of interest. For whatever reason, they dubbed one as an actual invest in that. And we're not even going to talk about that much because I really think it's going to dwindle away as it gets kind of pulled north by a monsoon trough. That is also going to potentially help this, which has a 20% chance to develop in the next 5 days. And basically what that monsoon trough can do is it can moisturize basically the avenue for the storm. So we have this, and this is really the one we're looking at. This one's going to keep riding and drifting north, whatever's left of it, like a tropical disturbance. It's just going to get into cooler waters. And no tropical systems like cooler waters, and it's going to actually get into some drier air too. So really, this is the one we're really looking at. That has the potential on down the road in the next several days to develop. So there's two highlight areas of interest. So we're active. Active as in a threat? No, but we're still getting active. So here's the tropical disturbance right here off the coast of North Africa. There's not much to it at all. And there's a big time wave coming off North Africa, and that is what the area of interest is right down here. So that's kind of what we're going to break down, and has the chance to see if it can make it across the tropical Atlantic and maybe start affecting or eyeballing or strengthening into anything on down the road. We have a ridge of high pressure sitting in the North Atlantic. That's why you don't really see any weather out here. That has dominated. The Atlantic ridge has dominated the North Atlantic for some time now, and it looks to dominate it for the foreseeable future, and what looks to be a big-time steering influence for tropical development moving forward. So we're going to take a look at the operational GFS, and moving forward, if you don't know what day we're at, just look up here as usual. WED obviously stands for Wednesday, so we're starting off Wednesday morning. We have, that little area of interest and invest actually. It probably fizzles out. And here comes our vigorous tropical wave. This is going to be a robust tropical wave here towards the end of the week that pops off the coast of North Africa. And this is the one that has the chance. And all eyes are going to be on the tropics, I think, this weekend in the weather world. Notice you don't see much as you get into the end of the weekend, but then it pops up again, a low pressure here as we get into Sunday. Notice the ridge of high pressure up here, steering, keeping it south. No curving is going on. And notice there's just not a lot going on, but there's some kind of tropical energy right here in this area. And as it moves forward, yeah, not much development, sure. But it's something we need to watch. I really do. Check out the ridge of high pressure right here as we get into about 10 to 14 days out. It's really just hugging the southeast, the eastern coast of the U.S. So if anything gets crammed into here, it is heading towards land for sure. Now you look at the European model, and let's make this a little bit bigger. I always kind of forget to do this sometimes. Going through here in time, getting to Thursday, getting into Friday. Here comes that area of interest right here. It looks more robust on the European if you look at it. And on the operational European, as we're getting into Sunday and getting into next Monday, it's holding tight. It's heading across about halfway through the tropical Atlantic as we're getting to about this time next week. And you have some kind of piece of tropical energy right here. But a lot of model guidance won't, whatever does make it this far, to kind of start to fizzle out right in here. but that doesn't mean it's going to happen. What we do know is it's going to get active, and I think the tropics are really going to become a much bigger topic over the next several days and a couple weeks. And check out, this wave of tropical energy keeps moving, and we just have to watch this because this is some kind of tropical energy right in here. And you have a big time ridge of high pressure right here. It's really keeping it south. You even look at the icon, which no, it's not really famous for anything being the greatest model for forecasting hurricanes, but it's still model guidance and it's still something great to look at. But you're getting into Sunday on the icon, which only goes out to 120 hours out, and it has two areas, two tropical waves sitting out in the tropical Atlantic. And this time of the year, you have to watch any tropical energy out here. Yes, there's going to be some dry air up here. Saharan dust is going to be influencing this, and I'll show you in this in a minute. We'll actually look at that right now. You look right here, and this only goes out about 90 hours, but right around the time frame that tropical wave is going to come off North Africa, which is right around this time frame, right into here a few days from now, you have a big plume of Saharan dust, which is dry air to the north of whatever comes off the coast of North Africa right into here. So the northern side of this piece of energy is definitely going to be affected by dry air, for sure. Now you talk about the steering currents, and people who've been watching my videos know what I'm about to talk about here. The dark reds, the pinks, the pinkers, and the pinkers. The more so you see the pink getting into red, that is where the strongest area of ridge of high pressure is. And whatever forms down here is going to stay down there because it cannot curve. It cannot curve basically northwest and then ultimately curve back out to sea or stay out to sea. This can be a big time issue, guys. I can't stress it enough. This can really become a big issue as we get a little bit later into tropical, into hurricane season. I'm telling you, the Gulf of Mexico, I don't know if anybody heard this, but there was a spot in Key West, Florida, where the other night, during the morning hours, a sea surface temperature, they recorded it was like 93.3 degrees, the water temperature. I don't even know how it gets that hot down there. I know it's hot in the Florida, but I mean, you typically don't get like mid-90s, so it's just crazy that the sea surface temperatures are that warm. And in the Gulf of Mexico, they're in the mid to upper 80s. This whole entire area is just prime. It's just asking for something to come in this area. And if it does, I don't think it's going to be good news, guys. So you're going to have to hope that this ridge of high pressure really breaks down at some point. And really, it doesn't look like it does. When it does, it looks like it kind of re-amplifies itself or just repositions itself. So that's going to keep everything south. Now, you look at the EPS Ensemble SpaghettiOs. I love looking at these. They're really eye-catching here. They show up little low pressures here, right into here. And it's just showing areas of interest, areas where a potential storm could be in a nutshell. And, it's got a big daddy right here, right off the coast of the southeast, about 9 to 10 days out, slamming into northern coast of Florida. And then it has a bunch of other areas of interest. So you just have to watch out. And then you get way out into La La Land 2 weeks out, and you have a bunch of big-time storms just flirting with land. You notice you don't see a whole lot out here. That's because there is a ridge of high pressure. So that's the scary thing. If anything survives right in here and gets into this area, and you have a ridge of high pressure sitting right here, not going to be good news. The only saving grace we can hope for is that we get some strong shear in place that kind of shreds or land interaction that kind of helps really kind of kill these storms. That's about all we can hope for there. A little bit closer look at these ensembles and minimum pressures here, and check it out here. And as you're getting into the Southwest Atlantic, now when you look at this, that's not a bunch of hurricanes in one spot. No, these are potential low pressures, just potential. It's the EPS Ensemble, so it's a bunch of members thrown into one panel that we're looking at here. And I mean, these are some big dogs out here trying to pop off. So I do want to mention we're entering a favorable, what you call MJO phase. And basically, that's where you have more the blues, or what we have is rising air. When you see the more, like down here, you see the yellows, that's what you call sinking air. So Rising air allows for convection, which means you're going to have the higher chance of tropical development. Because thunderstorms, right? Convection, thunderstorms eventually can lead to tropical development, relatively speaking. You know what I'm saying? So this is today. This is week 1. Notice this big blob of blue is inching closer. You already have a little bit more favorable conditions in Atlantic a week from now. But then you get into this, and this little area is inching closer. And when this gets into the region, it's going to stay there for a while. So favorable conditions ahead. The models to the mid to long range are starting to hint at tropical development. So this is something we need to watch out for. But that's all I got, guys. We'll keep y'all updated on this. I'm sorry if my videos get repetitive as far as talking about the tropics nonstop. But besides the tropics in August, there's not a whole lot to talk about. There really isn't, except just afternoon showers and storms and it being hot as Hades outside. So that's all I got, guys. Thank y'all for tuning in, and y'all have a blessed night.